Hi YouTube, what are we doing? This week in Scotland they've been celebrating Burns Night. Robert Burns, he was a Scottish poet from the 17th century I believe, he died when he was about 37. But it's a big thing, it involves haggis and whiskey. Oh, somebody say whiskey. Cheers. Wee dram. So, we're using some stuff that I haven't used for a while really. So to carry on the Scottish theme from Burns Night, we're using Wickham's 1912 Scottish Heather. Scent notes down the bottom. Very good soap base, one of my favourites. This is what it's supposed to smell like on a Scottish moorland. Green, there's a bit of anise in there, oak, moss and a few other bits and bobs, really nice. And also one of my favourite soap bases. I'm going to lather that up with my 3D printed Barbell 26mm Silksmoke brush. The razor for today is above the tie. Not the new Blackland version, the original above the tie version. This is the S1 slant, which is now available. Above the tie, close the doors. Blackland bought the company and the razor designs and started producing or reproducing the razors. So it's a 3-piece razor that's got a mild torque slant head on it, as you can see there. It's not a huge torque slant, it's quite a mild one. And obviously you can change the caps for, this is the S1, the S2 is the up and come version, the R1 is the straight solid bar and the R2 is the up and come. And you also got the heavy plates they used to make as well, and the mild plates. Picking a blade up, we're using a Bic Chrome Platinum today on its second shave. So I'll get this lot put together. We'll get a brush loaded up and we'll crack on. So above the ties, there's a couple of wee nipples on the top cap that hold the blade or locate the blade. They match in with 2 holes on the base plate. It doesn't matter which around you put them together, it just goes together. I think this is the Atlas handle. It used to be called the Atlas handle for above the tie. But there we go. This patination on the handle, the new ones don't come with this. This one's probably too hard to machine. That tells you something. The new ones are just nailed. Cheers. So there's the brush. See, it's a 3D print. I had 20 of them made. They're done by a commercial company that print parts for Formula 1 cars. It's not a cheap DIY home print. And still got a few left. If anybody wants one, hit me up. We can discuss. I'll have to have a look, see what we sold them for originally. But if they don't go, they don't go. I'm not really bothered. Wickham's. So it's a vegan soap made by Darren Barnes. It came to life because Darren had skin problems and couldn't find a shaving soap that he could use. So he made one. There used to be a good number of scents in the range. I'm not sure how many are still on the go. I've got a few of them. There's not many I haven't got. As you can see, we're not exactly loading light. Obviously when Blackland brought back Above the Tie to the market, they released the S1 first, the slant. That was to fill a gap because Blackland didn't have a slant in their lineup. And they've since expanded that. I think they've got the Windsor as well, which is like a solid bar, slightly cheaper. But the slants, it's not a heavily torqued slant like others that you can get. It's quite a mild torque. Needs water, Martin. Speaking of water, cheers. The whiskey's Old Pulteney 12-year-old, in case you're interested, from Wickham, within very north of Scotland. Not sponsored, but Old Pulteney, if you'd like to sponsor me, feel free to get in touch. So what's your weekend plans? This is the last weekend before the rugby starts, the Six Nations, so that'll be my weekends kind of tied up. I don't watch a great deal of soccer, I do watch a lot of rugby, because at least you know when those blokes roll around on the floor they are actually hurt. That's probably still too dry, but we'll stick with that. So Above the Tie S1. With a big chrome platinum. The trick is with the slant, don't hold it to try and compensate for it, just hold it like you normally would and let the slant do the work. So any of the rugby fans, I think this year's is between Ireland and France again, that's before it starts. England and Scotland vying for third, with Italy and Wales fourth and in the last two positions off the top of my head, I would say, but that's next weekend. It's actually Thursday night I think it starts, or it might be Friday, can't remember which. First game is France versus Ireland I think, which is a bit of a cracker to start with. So if you don't see any videos after the Six Nations started, you'll know what I'm doing at weekends. But we'll try and get something out at some point. We've also got a bit of a change at the end of the month. It involves me going back to work again. Got new neighbours, I think they're sanding floors, so if you can hear that, I do apologise, it's not me or us. So we'll see how things pan out over the next few months as to scalability for keeping stuff going and that sort of thing. We shall endeavour. Now for me this is across the grain. My whiskers grow that direction. As the Six Nations are starting, it must be getting neater. Super Bowl as well. That's a game, a bit like rugby, which is played by blokes with helmets and padding on. I remember many years ago watching the Rugby World Cup. I was out in the Middle East in Kuwait. We had a tri-service post with us, the Americans and the Kuwaitis. The Kuwaitis were always asleep in the back room, so we just left them to it, because we didn't need them. So watching the Rugby World Cup, and the Americans who we were working with, they were like, hang on, these guys haven't got any padding on. Nah mate. Thought they were absolutely crazy. Because some of the hits are quite sizable. The grip on this handle is lovely. It's certainly different from a nailed handle. Yeah, the Wickham, it's an old soap, but hey. I still maintain one of the best soaps I've ever used. Actually I don't need that. Let's have a quick feel around to see what needs where. Nothing. Nothing. We're done. Right. I'm going to get everything cleaned up and leave this to sit on the face while we're doing that. And then we'll come back for the post shave, which isn't overly complicated. See you in a minute. Quality. Really good shave. Post shave feel is exceptional from Wickham. That's one of the things I've always liked about it. Cheers. I don't have the matching splash. I think I've only got one Wickham splash. But I do have L'Oreal Men Expert Barbers Club This is cedarwood balm, reinforcing post aftershave balm. Reinforcing. So a little bit on there. Quality, absolute quality. Right, quick recap. Soap for today was Wickham 1912 Scottish Heather. Really nice soap, which was lathered up with a 3D printed Barbell 26mm Silksmoke. And the razor for today was the above the tie S1 slant. There you go, you can just see the level of slant torque on the blade. I made a bit chrome platinum inside that. That's it folks. Have a good weekend. Questions, comments or anything else, leave them below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.